Truck prices have broken an all-time record, and more brand new pickups are piling up at dealerships than ever before. If you've noticed your local lot looking unusually crowded, you're not alone. Across the country, thousands of unsold trucks sit gathering dust, and the average new full-size model now costs more than $64,000. How did we get here? And why aren't these massive price cuts moving inventory? Buckle up! This story is full of twists that could change the way you look at your next pickup. For decades, trucks were the backbone of American roads, utilitarian, rugged, and priced within reach of working folks. But today, the cost has skyrocketed. A few years ago, you could buy a dependable full-size pickup for around $40,000. Now, that's what some mid-size trucks go for. It's no coincidence. Manufacturers started packing these vehicles with more technology, luxury features, and must-have trim options that ballooned their MSRPs. Even worse, financing rates have climbed so high that over half of new truck loans exceed $1,000 per month. Add rising costs of living and insurance, and you've got an unsustainable cycle. People who once jumped at the chance to own a brand new truck are deciding to wait it out or settle for an older model. Prices keep going up, but most paychecks aren't budging. Drive by any major dealership and you'll see lines of trucks that should be flying off the lot, yet they're collecting dust. Why? Because the initial sticker shock sends buyers running. A dealership can offer incentives and rebates, but many folks have done the math. Even with discounts, a payment of $2,200 or more a month over 6 or 7 years just isn't worth it. Some dealers are even refusing to take new inventory because they can't sell the trucks they already have. That means manufacturers will likely dial down production, leading to fewer shifts, possible layoffs, and more panic in the industry. When you see entire rows of brand new pickups sitting idle, it signals a ripple effect. Too many trucks, not enough buyers, and a growing sense that something has to give. One reason these trucks used to be so popular was their bulletproof engines. Take Toyota, for example. Devoted fans loved the simple, naturally aspirated V6 in the Tacoma or the brawny V8 in the Tundra, but now Toyota is mandating a turbocharged 4-banger for the Tacoma and a twin-turbo V6 or a hybrid for the Tundra. Many enthusiasts feel betrayed. It's not just Toyota either. Ford's EcoBoost engines caught heat from skeptics who questioned their long-term reliability. Meanwhile, GM's shift toward hybrid and electric options for its Sierra and Silverado lines left some old-school truck owners unimpressed. The consensus? Modern powertrains might offer more horsepower and tech, but they often come off as complex and less durable. And with MSRPs hitting the $80,000 mark for top trims, buyers are left wondering if they're paying luxury prices for an engine that might not stand the test of time. Most people remember how dealerships behaved a couple of years ago. When inventory was tight, many tacked on market adjustments worth thousands, sometimes tens of thousands of dollars above MSRP. They claimed it was basic supply and demand. Well, now the tables have turned, supply is back up and demand has cooled off. The result is a wave of unsold trucks that dealerships can't seem to move, even with massive rebates. Some are trying to dial back markups or offer special financing, but the damage to their reputation is done. Customers who felt gouged are looking elsewhere, or simply holding onto their older vehicles. It's a serious trust issue. Once a buyer feels taken advantage of, they'll hesitate to come back. The financial strain doesn't end with high prices. Repossession rates for auto loans have jumped by 23% in the last year alone. Many people who bought during the high markup frenzy are now underwater, meaning they owe more on their truck than it's worth. It's a one-way ticket to financial disaster. Upside-down loans become a real problem if you lose your job or face unexpected costs. Some owners are forced to surrender their vehicles, and this feeds the cycle. Used truck prices then take a hit, and dealers have an even harder time making a profit on trades. When 4% of EV owners and many truck buyers are upside down on their loans, you know the auto market is dangerously overheated. Electric pickup trucks look like the next gold rush, but it turns out they can sit unsold just like gas-powered models. The GMC Hummer EV carried jaw-dropping markups when it debuted, and the F-150 Lightning was no different. Early adopters who paid $10,000 to $20,000 over sticker are now dealing with an immediate drop in resale value, plus all the challenges that come with EV ownership. Ford tried to drum up interest by slashing Lightning prices, and some new tax credits help, but it still doesn't solve the fundamental issue. Many buyers don't trust EV range claims, especially if they need their truck for serious hauling. If dealerships can't move their electric models, it's another sign the entire market could be headed for a reset. You've got high MSRPs, high interest rates, rising insurance premiums, and a mountain of unsold inventory. That's a recipe for a significant correction. If dealers keep stock on their lots for too long, they might be forced to slash prices much further than they already have, or face major losses. When manufacturers realize they're producing too many trucks that nobody wants, they'll either reduce production or start incentivizing so heavily that prices finally become reasonable. But neither scenario is a quick fix. People who feel burned by markups or nervous about repos still might not trust the market. And if large-scale layoffs happen, that could reduce consumer confidence even more. Right now, it seems like a standoff. Shoppers expect deeper discounts, while dealerships are reluctant to slash prices enough to clear their backlog. Perhaps the biggest story here is the shift in the average buyer's mindset. Not long ago, trucks were a default dream purchase. Big engine, rugged design, perfect for both work and weekend fun. These days, many see them as overpriced status symbols that fail to deliver good value. Some blame automakers for prioritizing profits and political trends, like aiming for greener, smaller engines over time-tested reliability. Others blame the pandemic-era supply chain fiasco that led to massive dealer markups. Either way, customers no longer accept the buy now, pay later approach to trucks. They'd rather keep driving their older models or look for more affordable alternatives. It's clear that we're at a turning point. Dealerships that once thrived on high prices and limited supply are now drowning in inventory. Interest rates remain sky high, repossessions keep climbing, and many longtime truck fans are unimpressed by the latest engines and sticker prices. The big question is, will manufacturers finally get back to basics and build reliable, cost-effective pickups, or is the sky-high $64,000 average here to stay? In the end, buyers have the upper hand. As more trucks stay unsold, the pressure on dealers and automakers intensifies, and deeper discounts become likely. If you've been holding out for a better deal, you might just see one, possibly sooner than you'd expect. But if the industry doubles down on technology and pricing, we could see trucks become an exclusive luxury item instead of the everyman's workhorse they once were. Whatever happens next, one thing's certain, the truck market will look very different by this time next year. Will it be the moment prices finally come down to earth, or will manufacturers keep pushing the envelope, hoping someone out there will pay close to 6 figures for a new pickup? Only time will tell, but if you're considering that next big purchase, it's worth keeping an eye on those dealership lots. They could reveal exactly when and how the bubble bursts.